look things up a bit, and then we should be good to go. Alright, I do need to update my stream node. Here we should be reviewing that, so that would be review laptop pack and giveaways. Alright, so it works, and then things seems to be alright. Good morning, Sticky. How are you doing today? Yeah, let's just do some Evo sealed while we wait for people to join in, and then we'll have some fun with draft packs and giveaways. Try to review the current meta and see how we can better track it, and hopefully we'll have enough time to do some constructed this morning. Alright, let's just see. I already had a pool here. I don't have a deck though. So this should be interesting. Hey, Vital Remains, how are you doing? How are you doing, sir? So let's just play Evo a bit while waiting for people to join in, and then we can go around and draft a pack, as this will be the usual giveaway. Robalias, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience, where we try to become better X players and TCG players in general. So, we've got an Evo pool here, and I love what I see from the get-go. Let's just see. What do we have about rares? Rares are not that good, but we have got 2 Twilight Revenants. That is very strong. And we see that we have 2 Dead Set Rider as well, so this tends to point me in the direction of a Blood Diamond deck, but we'll see if Diamond is strong enough. So let's just go quantities. 2 Revenant, 3 Pops, wow. 2 7s, 2 Jet Cadets, wow, 2 Firebrand and 2 Fire Emerald, 2 Gust Mage, 2... Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Seems to be a strong pool, so let's just start with the obvious. So, say we're going in Blood. Wow, okay. Blood certainly has things to offer. What do we have in Diamond? We have this guy, this, and 2 Blast. This is playable. This. I am a bit cold on the outpost right now, but we'll see. Ruby has 2 of these, 1. This, 2 Bashers, 2 Fire in the Hole. Mama Yeti that we cannot play. This guy, these will be playable. I don't think I'm going to be nowhere near Sapphire with this pool, but Sapphire is strong. And Wild, I don't think so. So it's going to be... I don't encounter much Revenant, and usually I started to favor Bring to Justice and Lamify a bit more in my draft decks, and I've been pretty okay since then. So we've got 29, so I think we're cutting Ruby here and we're just bringing the Revenant. Where does this leaves us? 18. 18 with 2 Revenant. Alright, so this is not the right... No, there's no decree for that shot combination, alright. Where's the filter? Reset. It doesn't really want to reset right now, okay. And what happens if I... Huh! Just go back and then up in again. Filter didn't want me to work with the game right now, so we're going to Blood Diamond. This is going to be interesting. So not sure we'll have what it takes to play two. Oh wow, okay. Seems that we're doing this. 2 Revenant. Okay. 21. Wow. You know, where do we go from there? Okay. We've got tons of removal. I don't think we need more. We've got 2 Deed, 1 Justice, 1 Exploration, 2 Blast. If anything, I'd like to have a bigger, like maybe 1 less Blast and 1 Death Dealer. Just to get the troop count higher. 16, usually 16 is more than enough in most limited format, but I feel that in this one 16 is a bit on the lower end. I'd even be willing to play a Mecha Philkimp. Since we got 2 deeds, we're not too worried about sacrificing the chimp for deed. Revert is significant. We can sacrifice it to the zombie here. We got a few good things going on. We don't have any Dreadling generation, so we really need something for Dreadling. Next card could be, we've got a lot of scrounge, so I don't think I'm running Casualty of War. We could go for Crackling Torment just to remove whatever they have to that could deal with Revenant on turn 4. You know, when you have very big bombs, and Revenant is a bomb, sometimes it's okay to have cards like that in your deck. I would love to run Untamed Cry to draw more Revenant. The problem is that we have so many scrounge. We have 4 scrounge in the deck, so not sure it's the best way to do it. It might just be that we're running Torment at that point. We don't really have other troops to run. How many Underworld troops do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Target troop gets +2 attack if that troop is Underworld. Yeah, I don't think we have any enough. So it's between the blast here and the Torment. I'm going to go with a Torment since it provides a charge, and if we can get Bloodspinner Zora's power earlier with this configuration, I think will be better. So 17 troops, not too shabby. Let's see resources, so a bit more blood than diamond, and yeah, I think we're not going to go too crazy with the deck right now. We're blessed with a very strong pool. Got lots of things going on. We do have a Bring to Justice, so we're able to deal with opposing Revenant. That's a key thing as well. We've got some blockers on the ground with Death Touch and a lot of defense. Some early evasive attackers as well. We've got the Dead Set Rider. I think we're set. So let me just bring in the notes here up to date. Alright, so we're going to do... This would be... Okay, so changing the date. And it's 8. Okay, so this is Evo. We're playing Sorath's Revenant time 2. Alright. Why did I do that? Okay, so, and these are best of 1. Game 1. And Yeah, let's just no. Okay, so game 1, player champion. So we've got player champion, shard, and then notes, and then result. Okay, let's go with that that structure for the notes right now. I think it will work fine. And yeah, the one thing with Revenant is that you know, a lot of people are playing Ruby, and Ruby doesn't have any way to deal with Revenant for the most part, so it's very, very, very hard to deal with. And you know, thankfully we have 2 ways to deal with opposing Revenants in our pool, in terms of Bring to Justice and Exploration. We've got 2 Revenants of our own, and yeah, let's just play a game and see what happens. After that, we will be going into the Cracker Pack and the giveaway, and then the meta review. So what I want to work on this morning is how to track meta information, because I feel that my stream notes right now are a bit everywhere, and the signal matrix was very interesting to work with. However, once you have access to all draft data, it's a bit moot, since you can just go and see what are the picks. So what do we track to improve, right? If we have access to all information, where do we go from there? I'm going to keep this. We've got a chimp first turn, then a Duskwing Priest, and our opponent is built to 4 right now, so seems that I got a free win. Wow, okay. I'll take the free pack. I will take the free pack. Wow, we got a Corruptor. That's nice. This is going to the deck for sure. Do we have enough Ruby to make a switch though? That would be our 3rd Firebrand with the Bladesman. Bastion is coming into the deck. A 2nd zombie as well. Lackey seems to be right. We even got a Prism. So, wow, 3. We need to keep an eye on our Ruby because it appears to be extremely good right now. But let's just go with the things that we want to add to the deck. I think we're just trading the Imp for the Lackey. That's one very easy switch to do. For the top end, I think we're removing the Blade Twister to get a Bastion of the Necropolis in. That's a fairly easy deal. Here, are we going with Sacrifice or Flight? I think we're going with Flight. What else do we remove? I think we're past the Crackling Torment phase at this point. And I think that Dealer is not where we want to be. And our deck just improved by a ton right now. A metric ton, and we're way more into blood at this point, but it's still mostly 1 thresholds, and we've got double thresholds in there, so and we've got double diamond thresholds to take care of as well, so I feel that 8-9 is okay. If anything, we could remove a diamond threshold for a prism. I think that works well. Hey, no lessons, how are you doing this morning, sir? Welcome to the stream. We've just got someone mull to 5 and mull to 4 and give us a win, so very happy for a 3rd pack. I think that this looks like a very, very strong list. However, let's look at Ruby, because we've got some very interesting Ruby cards in this pool. It's shame not to work with. So 1, 3, that's 4, that's 6 playable, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 playable in Ruby. That's more than enough to make a lot of things work well. So do we want to switch from Diamond to Ruby? If from, we could play every Ruby with a small portion of Diamond with that list. We could play heavy Ruby with a splash of blood. But our blood diamond looks fairly strong as this. I mean, tons of very efficient removal with small 1 cost and 2 cost troops. That, you know, this sacrifice troop to fill in the scrounge that we have. We've got a corruptor that's very nice. 2 revenant. And a lot of removal. So I think we're just keeping it, right? But if our third pack has anything relevant is in Ruby, and we have to switch, right? There's no way we're passing on that Ruby that is strong as that. Yeah, let's just play with the Revenant deck for now. So game 1, we just won. So OP move to 4 and concedes before the match. Alright, so yeah, double Revenant, and this was with our first 2 packs, mind you. First 2 pack double Revenant with decent blood and diamond, just like that. The reason I'm no Gorn is that I have a lot of scrounge and a lot of things that enables by sacrificing troops. So this is why I just wanted more dreadlings. So here we're fighting against Jamrock, playing Gorn, and it is blood something. Do we keep this? Deed, that's a rider. We don't have any play until later in the game, so we're just going to switch. Here we go. Way better hand here. Not even close. Well, I've got 2 deeds, 2 zombies in the deck, and a bunch of scrounge cards that are very good. So I think it's okay. We've got everything we need to survive. So first turn Ghost Mage into a second turn zombie, sacrifice a Ghost Mage, third turn put Valor into the zombie and attack for 5. Sounds like a decent plan. It might not be the right call, but I felt that getting Dreadlings would provide more value to this deck than being able to give Rage 1 to something on turn 5, on turn 3. So let's just play the zombie, attack with the Ghost Mage. Hey, no problem, Mortaricos. Welcome to the stream. Just doing some evo before we do other things, really. Revenant doesn't need Gorn to be good and to win games, just win more. Rage 1 on Revenant is win more most of the time. So, just because you have Revenant, I don't feel that you should be going to Gorn, you know, as a default pick. But Gorn is good, I mean, you know. Oh, no turn 3 resource, okay. Do we continue to build up towards Bastion? Or do we get this guy +2 attack, +1 defense? I think I'm just going to attack with the 2 here. Get the priest out. I'd rather have a very low cost Revenant and maybe a Bastion. And maybe a free Bastion on the next shard that we get. That will shut down most of our opponent's offense. And yeah. They're all very good. I agree. They're all very good. If I had a second Duskwing Priest, I would consider it. I love the main reason usually when I go with Gorn is because I have priests. Okay, we don't like this guy. How do we do this? So we could go that's a rider, we could go with the other zombie. where do we go from there? If we valor up the zombie here, it's going to have 2 defense, 3 with the sacrifice. And then we could sacrifice another the priest with the other zombie, and then we can attack. That's very aggressive, but that puts 2 troops in our deck, so that Dead Cells Rider is enabled. Let's go big. Let's go super big. So 2, sacrifice this guy. Go to 3. Go to 4. And now we have a 7-4 that attacks. Nah, let's go big. Next chart we go Revenant, we've got a Bastion, we've got a Dead Cells Rider with 2 troops in the crypt. Things are going well. As soon as we get Dreadlings, we've got more enablers for Dead Cells Rider and the other Scrunch card that we have. And we're going to use our crypt fairly often with this deck, so having more fodder for the crypt is very important. Facing, okay, so lead one of the zombie here. That means that we've got Dead Cells Rider enabled right now. Oh, it only needs 2. I don't know why I have in mind that it needs 3. So if he doesn't play a troop here, we're golden. Yeah, I play defense. Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. Scrunch. These 2. And yeah. Sacrifice your troop. We attack for 6. Bastion now costs 2. And we're on track for a win here. Still got a lot of things going on in our hand. We didn't even draw any removal so far, so things are doing great. Things are going great. Okay, so this guy can't be blocked. I don't intend to block you, sir. Now getting a removal would be nice. A gruesome deed would be even more powerful. So no gruesome deed, but we can play a Revenant this turn. I guess we're trading with the zombie, right? We're trading the zombie with the Scion. Is there a reason to trade? No, there's no reason to trade it. We're ahead. And we're putting the Revenant on the board, and this should be a clear win here. Unless he has bomb rares. Even Clash of Steel doesn't help him. A flight attacker, that works. Will cost us a bit of life, but we can certainly deal with that. And we win. Okay, so second win easy. Let's just up into the next game. So let's make the argument for Gorn. How many Gorn targets do we have? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do have a lot of flight troops. 8 flight troops. Let's try Garn. I think that this is the kind of deck with these crunch card that if you draw them late, they're not that big. So having access to Dreadlings late game means that these draws are a lot better. Dreadlings also help fueling the Bastion if you draw him late as well. But we've got a few good targets for Gorn, so let's just do the test, right? Test it. I feel that it doesn't hurt the list too much. Both seems to be fairly good. Let's just test it. See where things go. Battle Master, yes, it's good on the offense with Rage 1, but most of the time with a deck like this, you're not going to attack with your ground troop unless they becomes really big. Go first. So this was game 2. Now we're going to go game 3. It's Blood, Ruby, and Double zombie into Revenant. We win. And this is against Raistlin playing Gorn. So let's see, we've got blood into diamond, gruesome deed, a zombie, everything we need, right? We're not going to activate Gorn sooner than turn 4, but that's okay. We've got Revenant on turn 4, so let's see how things goes. Alright. Alright. Having the zombie here is perfect. At least we have a 2-drop. It's so important to hit 2 drops in this format. It is extremely relevant. Alright, so Riesling, what do you do next? Huh. We want to draw a shard at some point though. Hey Professor Yana, how are you doing this morning? Welcome to the stream. So, where do we go from there? Obviously we want resource, right? If you play something that we can deal with, and we want to gain some time, we have to do some deed. Professor Yana, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. So, zombie into zombie action here. Nothing much going on, and we did draw a shard, so perfect. Yeah, we're going with a captain here. Blood Diamond. So our opponent is playing Diamond, so we want to Valor up as quickly as possible. Do we offer the zombie trade? We don't, since we have Gruesome Deed in hand. But if we didn't have Gruesome Deed, I would have offered that trade. So Bring to Justice on the captain would be a bit hard. Gruesome Deed, we're not into the exploration range yet. He's playing Skittering Dark. I rarely find the place to run Skittering Dark in a deck. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I feel like it's a very weak card, and unless you have a ton of Assault or a ton of Scrounge, maybe you play it, but there are just better ways to enable Scrounge and Assault overall. Just a good curve, right? So we're going to use Gruesome Deed to trade the zombie with this zombie. Yeah, Scorn is 2 Dreadlings, so best case scenario, you do 2 damage with it, and then you use them to do something else. Okay, so Gruesome Deed. On the captain, we still have the Valor in hand though. We're not going to block this guy. Next turn is either... Oh, no attack. Well, actually, we would have been blocking this guy, so... Do we go with Exploration? If we go Exploration, we've got 3 Dreadlings. We can sacrifice 1 for the zombie. We can put Rage 1 on the zombie. And attack for 5. 5, 6, 7. I feel that's a very good use of our... This puts some Dreadlings into the deck. And I want to wait until I play Revenant just to make him use his removal for the most part. So I like Exploration here, since we can enable it. And we do a ton of things with our Dreadlings right now, so... Here we go with that. And go with the Rage one. And attack. Attack for 7 on turn 4, that's not too shabby. We've got a significant lead right now. If we draw a shard, we can even go Maiden into Gruesome Deed if we need to. That puts pressure on him, and I really like, so he needs to put at least a blocker. If he doesn't have good blockers, It's those, even if it's a 2 attack blockers, that's not enough since we have Valor in our hand. This guy does recur, so for the most part, it's going to be able to block our dude here, but let's see. So we can Valor up this guy to be able to attack into the soldier, and we can put up the attack, and then it's either Revenant or Maiden. I feel that I'm going to put Maiden first, make him use a possible removal on the Maiden. And having Maiden in play also enables Gruesome Deed if we need to next turn, like Revenant Gruesome Deed. And remove is one of his blocker and attack. We've got a few good lines here, so... Revenant. So, Revenant into Revenant action. We've got a Bring to Justice in the reserves. That can make this work. How do we go about it? This is not a quick action. So I think at that point we're just putting our own Revenant onto the board, right? And this is going to be a long game. The other argument was to use Valor on the Revenant instead of the Zombie here to protect him from Bring to Justice. His other opponent might just be playing one. It's the command card, so... he might just get the worst end of the stick here because we use Valor on the Voracious Zombie. But with the health lead that we have right now, I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to spend a lot of turns just playing things on the board at this point. If we can get the zombie up to 4 defense, we will be able to do some nice things. Gust Mage is perfect. That means that we can Valor up the Revenant, making him impervious to Bring to Justice, and that's very significant right now. Very, very significant. This also means that we have a great fodder for Gruesome Deed. Question right now is, do we attack? That's a good question. Gruesome Deed is Destroy. Yeah, it's Destroy, so I don't think we attack here. I don't think we have good attacks. Yep. We could attack with the Revenant. We're paying 6 to gain 4. He's paying some amount of health to gain 3. We're still favored in this trade, right? Maybe next turn. Yeah, not this turn. Let's give him one more turn. So let's see what he does. But we could Gruesome Deed the Patrol Bot and then attack with Revenant. If he wants to block, we're still positive in the trade. So he's going to Valor up his own Revenant. Since we have more health than him, him gaining losing 6 gaining 4 and us losing 6 gaining 4 is advantageous for us, but he can attack on the crackback, and we still have a blocker though that forces him to do the same thing again. And he's going to go with the attack. Huh. I guess that works since he's got Rage 1 on his Revenant. Clear defense. So alright. It's not going to be a quick game. We need to be careful with our clock here. Need to be very careful with our clock. Oh, that's nice. That's super nice. Where do we go from there? I love that. I love this guy. So we're going to put this on the soldier. And the next resource we draw. If we kill a patrol bot, we do attack for 7 in the air. Brings him to 3, so he's going to gain life. He's going to hit that for 6, but we're still winning that trade. The next turn we attack with the Corruptor as well. And even if he gains 6, he should be very, very close to being dead. And he's getting hit for 2 because of the soldier. So next turn we attack for, if he doesn't have blocker in the air, next turn we attack for 10, and he takes 2 more because of the soldier, and we win. All right, we won the Revenant heads up. Revenant heads on, and we win. But Corruptor too strong. Alright, so we won game 3. It means a new pack. And this is where Ruby might just make us change pace. But and we've got a Titanospore, Dread Factory, another Mama Yeti, and a Baby Yeti. Another Gustwing Mage, a Brave, another Firebrand. Alright. I think that we need to take... we need to look at Ruby Diamond at this point. It's just too strong. Deed on the Revenant here might be the play. You can prevent it from giving your opponent health back. Deed makes him sacrifice 6 L to make him invincible. I'm not sure I follow your line here. So let's just reset things here. We've got very strong blood, but I don't think we can pass on Ruby at this point. It's just too good. We're going to have a K-Cast Ruby Diamond deck. That's what's happening here. Alright, so 3 Gust Mage. We've got 1 Yeti, 1 Spasm, 1 Priestess, 4 Firebrand. Just 4. Yep. This deck is stacked to the brim. Bastion. Yeah, I think we're going with that. We've got a ton of Valor Generation, so I'm not going to go with... we even got a Mama Yeti in there. We've got a bunch of Flight Troops. Yeah, this is good. Kill Revenant, you can only block 1 in the... How Deed would kill Revenant? It would just make him invincible, and Deed wouldn't kill him. Because his Revenant was already exhausted. Ah, true, that was the... Yeah, no, that makes sense. That does make sense. But at that time, his Revenant was exhausted, right? So attacking was more or less led to the same thing. But yeah, I do agree. This might have been even safer. But we had the health advantage, so... But that's a line that I didn't think about. So, Baby Yeti, Mama Yeti, Bolt Spasm. We've got Bring to Justice. We've got Fire in the Holes and a ton of Firebrands and Gust Mages. And we still need 1 card. Do we go with Hammer or Blast? I come to favor Blast a bit more. It deals with very, very big threat, but yeah, getting Reach. What else do we have? Magma doesn't do what we want. Hey, good morning, Stewie. How are you doing today? I think we're going either with Blast or Hammer here. What would you guys pick? Just more removal. But because this deck, right? 4 Firebrands, 3 Gust Mages, 2 Fire in the Holes, just too good, right? There's no way we're passing that. We even got a Smite Bringer. That's a ton of pressure. That's a ton of pressure. The Revenant deck was pretty good though. The Revenant deck that we had was fairly strong. It does win against the Ruby Diamond aggressive deck. So what will you guys go? What do you pick if you have a good Revenant deck or a good Ruby Diamond deck? And I might argue this is a very good, a very good. Man, 4 Firebrands and 3 Gust Mages is just crazy. Crazy things here. I would like to see more Assault cards in this build. We even have a Mama Yeti, so... What I'd like to see is some Brutes that we don't have. That's the thing, right? And if we go with Blood... What does this look like? Artifacts I don't have much. I have like two chimps and 1 Underwood Decree and a pouch and that's it. We've got 1 Wallbuster, but we're not playing that. So if we go Blood, we've got the Lackey, 2 Deed, 2 Zombie, 3 Venom Blade, 2 That Says Rider, 1 Corruptor, 1 Maiden, 1 Exploration, and 2 Revenant. God, this is a close call. Battle Master is just a very good blocker overall, and you know, if you and the list we're looking at right now, we've got 3 Gust Mage, we've got Brave and Spiritless Captain, so we've got a decent amount of flight attackers. So I love the Battle Master as just a big wall. If you get a slower end and you've got Battle Master, you're just in a very good spot. And looking at our card pool right now, we don't necessarily have a better card to put in on the 3-drop slot, and we do want to have some amount of 3-drops. The alternative would be Buffalo, but that's just Battle Master is just better. Well, that's a question, right? Do we go with the Blood Diamond Revenant deck, which we have tons of things for, or do we go with Ruby because we have 4 Firebrands, 2 Fire in the Hole, and a Mama Yeti to go in the deck, and Battlefield Ironsmith with Gust Mages as well is just crazy. Captain is just crazy. This is a ton of aggression, punishes any slow ends, any bad draws, any fumble from our opponent. The Blood Diamond deck is a bit more controlling. Yeah, I don't think, I think that both decks are really good, but what really makes Diamond Ruby better is just that it's more proactive. So it really punishes our opponent mulliganing, it punishes it really punishes the opponent if there's any kind of stumble, so I do love this. Okay, so and we've got some reach, some amount of reach. We're not too clogged onto the 4-drop, we've got a Bastion, so let's just try this one out. See how things go. So we're very high on troops, we're at 19, this is perfect. Tons of 2 and 1 drops, this is exactly where we want to be. And we've got 7 1 and 2 drops that provides us with a Valor. That's great. A bit more Ruby than Diamond. I'm not sure that I'm running the Prism, just because we have so many low drops in the deck. Do we run the Prism? That's another question. So Upside of running the prism is that we have a bunch of double, we have 1, 2 double diamond threshold card, and we have 1, 2 double, 3 double diamond threshold card and 2 double ruby card. So there might be an argument in running the prism here, replacing a diamond for a prism, but most important thing is to be able to get these 2 drops on the board. So as long as we have 1 diamond and 1 ruby, we should be good. Yeah, this end is great. Bastion enabled very early. We've got a nice blocker to attack with the small flyers. And then we can just Iron Smith the Gust Mage or the Brave. And this looks like very good hand. No Ruby, but Gust Mage first and then Ruby for some pressure. Fire in the hole kind of action. This deck is weak if they put up a blocker early, like something with Swift Strike. Triple Gust Mage with quadruple Firebrand. That's the key here. Oh, Fire in the Hole, yeah. Yeah, 2 Fire in the Hole. Yeah, with 2 Evian Threshold, I don't think we can avoid the prism here. Fire in the Hole is so important. We don't have we're light on removal. We have 3, 4. I think we're going with a prism here. Redraw. That looks fine. Looks fine. Redraw. Redraw. Yeah. Looks fine. Redraw, looks fine. Looks fine. Okay. One's okay. One's okay. One's okay. Yeah, I think we're good, right? Most of the ends we're seeing right now are pretty fine. And the occasional prism is not that bad. So yeah, I think I'm running the prism. I think I'm running the prism. Let's see how this fares. I think we're good right there. That makes sense. Alright, so let's just reset, add a new line to the notes for game 4. We're fighting L wins. L wins. And this is Lysander. This is very likely Diamond Ruby. We'll see. We've got the keep. Alright, so this is interesting. So we're on the draw. Do we go with Baby Yeti first? And we even got a diamond, so we're good. I think we're going with Bolt Spasm. Next turn, if we get a Gust Mage, we can go Baby Yeti Gust Mage. Winter Brave enables us to attack early in the air. And the fact that we have Battle Master which just cover us on the ground. So let's just attack first with the Bolt Spasm, see if he wants to take it. Oh, our trade, that's perfect. So 1 cost for 2 cost troop. We're good. I don't think we're putting the Yeti just yet. Let's just go with the War Priest. No Valor generation so far, but turn 3 with a Flight Brave, and then we've got a lot of Valor generation in the deck. And I think we'll be good. Alright, so do we offer a trade with the War Priest? I think we do. We don't want him. I don't think he'll block. If he blocks, that's fine, because if he puts Valor on this guy, he'll be able to race us. And and here attacking before makes us a bit more ahead in the race, and with the champion that we have, we start with more health. So right now the 6 health difference is going to matter, and over the next few turns, since we don't have any way to deal with the Gust Priest, with the Duskwing Priest as it is. So Flight Blocker here means that we'll need to improve this one's attack by a bunch if we want to work with this guy. So we could remove him from combat, attack with both for 4. Is that very constructive right now? I don't think so. Let's just go with the Priest and the Yeti. We could attack for 5. And then he cannot attack with the Grave Pain, but let's just be patient with our champion power. I don't think getting in for 5 here is the way to go. We've got a lot of troops, so if we draw, we're just missing 1 diamond threshold. If we draw Fire in the Hole, we can just use it right away and remove the Gravebane, because without the Gravebane right now is going to get run over with the board that we have. Fire in the Hole it is. Okay, so where do we go from there? We could remove the War Party Guide, attack for 6, and kill the Gravebane. Is that the line? Remove War Party Guide, destroy the Gravebane, and start trading blows. Since we have more health. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Because this War Party Guide it's not going to hold up on defense that well with the board that we have. And here we just Fire in the Hole the Gravebane. So we just remove the roadblock and start trading blows. We're likely going to win this race. We're even gaining 1 health here, so and we'll have the Battle Master to block any ground troop that might be a problem. And if we start trading blows, I mean, we can attack with 3 flight damage and he attacks with 2, gain 2. We attack for 3, gain 1. More or less on parity there, but I think we're okay. I mean, we're losing 2, he's gaining 2, and then he's losing 3, gaining 1. We've got a decent board. If we get any Valor generating troop, oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. So another Fire in the Hole would be perfect. We do get our diamond threshold, which we will get. Now, do we sacrifice the War Priest on defense to block the Marauder? That's 7 damage, right? We have 2. I don't think we can avoid that. Oh, let's just attack with flight. Yeah. Conqueror, okay. Okay, Conqueror. So 7 damage, we block this guy. Do we block this guy? Yeah, we block this guy. We've got a few Gust Mage as well. So... oh, Ashwood Firebrand, okay. Where do we put the Valor? If we put the Valor on the Winter Brave, we're doing 3 damage in the air every turn. If we attack with... if we put it on the War Priest, we can attack on the ground with a 4 defense troop. And at some point, we can give him Swift Strike. I think we're attacking on the ground. with a 3 defense troop. If he wants to trade, he'll have 2 double block. And him losing the War Party Guide for a War Priest, I think is okay. Is it? We're not investing on a Brave, that's for sure. Maybe this is going to be a tough race. So if we're winning, it's because we were able to put a lot of pressure and we don't have a ton of flyers. AK-10 we're doing. So I feel like we're investing on the Firebrand with Swiss Strike. And the next Valor troop we get, we put it on the War Priest and start attacking with both. We've got access to 6. We don't have a ton of troops that cost more than 2 or 1, so I think at this point we're just keeping the Valor in our hand. But we're taking 7 now. We need a way to deal with the Marauder. We have another fire in the hole, and that's mainly it. We've got a bring to justice on the. Okay, that's fine. We're not winning that race anyway. First thing we need to do is deal with the fire, and we got a blazing hammer. We've got a fire in the hole that gets us out of the mess. Now the problem is that we need to attack with everything, and we're going to lose at least 1 troop. So we're losing Firebrand. He's likely trading with the War Priest and trading the Conqueror with the War Priest, and we're losing Firebrand in the process. And we don't have any blocker for the next turn, but Marauder is dead. I don't think we have a choice, right? Okay. Three attack. We're losing Firebrand. It might not block the War Priest though if we do that. We might just trade a War Priest with a Conqueror and kill the Firebrand with the Guide. We get in for 2. I think that's the best way to do it. Wait, we don't only need to attack with 3 troop. So, going to key the Battle Master up here. Let's see what he does in combat. Interesting. He kills the War Priest, but he doesn't kill the Firebrand. And he loses his Swiss Strike. Okay, so what's that? River target card, if you control that card, create a valor and put a negative. Okay, so that's what he's doing. Yeah, it cost us a lot, but we dealt with the Marauder. We're losing 2 of our key troops though. He doesn't have good ground attack. That's the he still doesn't have any good ground attack right now, so we just need to be able to deal with the priest here, and we're stabilized. Now this is a big problem. This is a very, very big problem. How do we solve this problem now? Not by drawing shards, sadly. I'm going to play the shard because I want to get Josefina up and running as soon as possible. Does it matter though? Yeah, it doesn't matter. I should have kept the shard to represent an answer to a possible answer to what he's doing, so that he'd be more careful with attacks. I don't think he would have not attacked. However, he does have the board advantage, and yeah, I just played the resource. I just did what I told you guys what I should not be doing, but At this point, it doesn't matter really. So drawing shards here, we're at 8 resources. That's a bit of a problem, but do we have any outs? Yeah, we don't. Let's just let's not drag this one up. We lose us. First loss. First loss with this Evo 5. 8:30. We're close to 9. And then we... Hey, Ed wins. How are you doing? How are you doing? I think we're good. We're still good, right? Let's try this out. We've got another... if we lose another time, then maybe we go back to the Revenant plan just to make things interesting. The problem really with the deck that we're running right now is that if our opponent has any big defense blocker, we're toast. And this is what happened right there. And being able to race with a Duskwing Priest was very, very key here, as we had to remove other troops. But we did have a lot of cards in our deck. We had a few outs. We didn't draw them, but that's okay. Sometimes happen, right? So anyways, what kind of deck do you run right now? Is it good? What we saw seemed to be decent. I love the revert as a quick action answer to a lot of things. I think that right now people doesn't play that revert enough. So we play against Zen Sword. We play a Gorn matchup. Gorn, this is blood something. And we've got a nice start again, and we've got a Smite Bringer and a Fire in the Hole. 2 quick troop. This is great. This is perfect. Alright, we're doing this. We're clearly doing this. Yeah, I know. I think people are not playing it as much as they need to. I mean, quick revert in this format is just so good. There's so many things you want to revert. About the Crowd Wars to complete the Red Ranger deck, and only in I realized that it's your deck. Yeah, Red Ranger is the way to go. I didn't look at the list with set 5. Maybe there's a way to add Baby Yetis in the Baby Yetis and Mama Yetis in the list, but the deck just so strong. Crowd Wars is just Crowd Wars will be a staple in PvE for as long as PvP exists. So there's no reason not to get them if you're into PvE. And the thing is with that is that as they get more content out, the Crowd Wars will just go up in price by a ton. The cards that will be that will have the higher value in the game will be PvE cards over the course of the game. So Crowd Wars, you know, not Constantine, Cassandra, cards like that are just insane. I don't know what's the value of Crowd Wars right now. That's a good question. Do we have price check for that? Crowd Roar. Yeah, then well, that's still pretty good, right? Card Reaver. No, Slaughter Gear. Card Slaughter Gears Reaver. I don't. What am I typing here? It's price that I want. Price Reaver. No, that's not the right card. What is going on? I need to know. Price Slaughter Gears Reaver. Okay, we'll get there. Yeah, nearly $30. So opponent milled to 5 and no play on turn 1. That's great. Playing Blood Diamond. And being able to bring the Smitebringer assaults up is just perfect. Next turn we go with the Priest, Blood, Diamond. Botanist, do we sacrifice the Yeti here to make one more Smitebringer counter? I don't think so, we're just waiting, right? Just waiting to do that boss combat. 2 attack. I think that the best number for Smitebringer, I think less than 5 is where we want to be going. But this guy is double damage, right? So just take 3. See what happens next. Okay, Prism. Just attack with the Priest. This guy is up to 3. So we keep firing the hole open, and firing the hole right now is a 3. Let's see what he plays. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think we're just going to finish this Evo here. Or maybe we go with Draft a Pack and we come back to the Evo later to wrap up the stream. Yeah, let's just take this. Huh, no plays. Alright, so do we attack with both, lose the Yeti, and this guy go up to 5? Think we're good in that regard, so let's just attack with everything, gain 1 back. Fire in the hole is now at 5, this guy is now at 5. And we've got a Josephina's charge power up and running. So this is a 4, this deals double damage, so it deals 4. And he cannot block it. He needs something with 5 attack, and there's not a ton of things with 5 attack that we cannot kill with the fire in the hole, or even just hold up 1 turn with Josephina. Should make us, we're doing 5 a turn right now with the board that we have, and even left us the Yeti. So we obviously want to have more threats in our next few draws. We have more than enough shards to finish the game. As long as we don't draw shards every turn, we're good. Mama Yeti would be fantastic. The best possible draw right now would be an Ironsmith. Gruesome Deed is a pain in the ass, but that's was to be expected. So he's doing 2 this turn, we're 3, okay. Follow up with a blocker, a big blocker, alright. We should be able to deal with that guy. So, where do we go from now? I think we're using Firebrand. Using Valor on the Priest. Start racing. And that means that this will be able to kill the Bastion. He has only 1 card in hand, and we're winning the race at this point. We could wait on Fire in the Hole, but I think that's okay. If he puts out a Revenant, there's nothing we can do. Fire in the Hole is not going to help us. And we still get to... right now, we should be able to live long enough to win the top deck war. If we top deck anything that creates a Valor, Ashwood Firebrand will be able to attack each turn. Would be perfect. Right now we can not block this guy. That's a problem. So we need to find a way to deal with this one. But we do have ways to work with. So I think that next turn we just use Josephine on this guy. Yeah, we don't want to draw shards right now. Okay. Play a shard. Attack with the priest. Gives us another turn to work with, and in 2 turns we can activate Josefina again on this guy. If anything, as long as he's not gaining health, we might just be able to get to win this race, but the problem in this situation right now is that we need to find a threat. What are they at? 6 resources, we have 2 in hand. This is not a good spot. Not a good spot at all, so we're still attacking with the priest. There's no way to block this guy. We're going to take 5. We really want a threat right now. This game is not impossible to win, but it's becoming a great problem at this point. The fact that the charger now is enabled is a very, very big problem. I think we're double trading with the charger, and because there's no way we're going to be able to block this guy with the rage, and botanist is fairly irrelevant, so I'd rather just deal with the charger, continue to gain some health, and hopefully we draw an answer quickly. Gust Mage is not an answer, but that does help racing. And gaining 3 a turn will go a long way here. Do we hold up this guy? I think we do, right? We prevent 1 attack. And gain 3 life. We're entering into territory where we might just be able to win out of the Duskwing Priest here. If nothing happens to him, of course. Taking 1. Taking 2, that's okay. Another Firebrand would be nice. Another Firebrand would be nice. Do we still invest on the Priest or on the Duskwing Mage? I think we invest on the Priest again. Just invest on the priest, and we're going to keep the prism in hand. It is extremely unlikely that that the game goes long enough for us to activate Josefina another time. So we just need 2 more turns, and we win with that board state. So we get it. We get it for 7 now. 7 and an 8. That's a ton of damage. And of course he has the Revenant. Why not? Now we need a way to kill Scion. But he cannot use Revenant's power. He'll just die. So we're still good on the attack right there. Are we? Are we good on the attack? That's a good question. That is a good question. So where do we go from there? Battle Master, does that help? So if we attack, you cannot use the Revenant power to survive. It'll go down to 4. And then we can chum block the Revenant. He goes up to 5. I think we attack with the Firebrand here. So he has to trade with the Botanist. And we attack, we gain 4 more. We can only live through 1 other attack of this guy anyway. So he doesn't block, he attack, he goes up to 5. And next turn we do 4 plus 1 as 5 if he attacks and he has no blocker. That means he has to hold on this guy. Yeah, I think that works. It really depends on what he has, but we even have Swiss Strike on this guy now. So he has to trade with the Botanist. I think that's the play here. You cannot just block with the Revenant. Alright. That's step one. So right now if he attacks with both, he die next turn. We swing with Battle Master and the Priest. So his play right now is to attack with the Revenant and only the Revenant. And if he does, we're not blocking. And if we get anything that creates a Valor, we win. Okay, this is a lot more complicated. So do we block here? That's a big question. We're getting 4 next turn. So I don't think blocking here. So next is 9 plus 10, that's 19. Can we go up wards of 19s in 2 turns if we block here? I think I'm just, you know, going to take the line where we win if we get any Valor generation. Bring to Justice is perfect. Alright, so we attack with the Priest. We could have won there. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Alright, so do we bring to Justice the Revenant? Yeah, we do. That was stupid. I just missed lethal. Should be okay though, but if it's not, I'm going to be super pissed. Yeah, just missed lethal there. That's one thing that's very important in TCGs, and often when you get to the point where you can you know, see all these lines of plays, that you'll find a good one, a great one, and you will get the tools for it and it will make sense, but always question your lines of play. Right? I always, you know, go through all options, and the fact that he had Drain Soul means that if we would have removed this guy, we would have been in a worse shape. So didn't he get any health? Underwater Allegiance. Doesn't have Underwater Allegiance. Okay. So right now we're in a top deck war mode, but we have the upper hand. Any Valor generation we win. So even though we took the worst line, him removing Battle Master from the board here doesn't change anything. I think he will attack here. It just gives me less turn to work with. So I need to find an answer this turn. Is that an answer? It's not an answer. We lose here? Yeah, we lose. Alright. Is there a way for us to win this? There's no way to block this guy. We don't have any way to remove him. And we can just kill him. So, yep. So, bring to Justice on the 3/3 would have meant a longer game. We didn't have any removal to deal with the Revenant though. Maybe we would have been able to race it. So that would have been a good call. I think the line where we would have removed the H3 was genuinely better. Hey, Bun Gripper, welcome. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. So the line where we would have removed the H3 attacker was better. First, because it presented lethal, it would have forced him to use his Drain Soul right away. Second, because it, even though we don't have any more removal for Revenant, we would have been maybe able to race it. The other end is that we had so many Valor Generation cards, we have so many evasive threats, we had so many things that we would have been able to draw to win the 1 damage race that, I don't know, this was very close call. So going to not follow today's schedule a bit with the stream, but we've only got 1 or 2 matches going with this deck. So last it didn't follow the right line. Maybe we'll have 1 otherwise. And who's to say that he had the Game 6 versus Kahalad. It's another Lysander. We'll see where we go with that. Going first is a big deal. Going first with turn 2 Firebrand, Iron Smith, Blazing Hammer, Mama Yeti. I think we're good. Things going. Hey, I Stab People, how are you doing today? Doing fantastic here. Just wrapping up this Evo sealed, and then we'll be doing draft a pack, get some giveaways going, and after that we'll just spend some time reviewing the meta and trying to find a way to better track relevant information. See if we can improve the stream notes, because right now I feel there's a ton of information in the stream notes, but now that X Entertainment has been providing us with all tournament information, you know, a good portion of the notes that I have right now is a bit moot or irrelevant. So what I want to do is look at the meta right now, look at the different websites that we have that tracks information, and see what kind of information is missing from these sites that we might want to be tracking, and then try to get a new version going. So I think that at this point, oh, this is Ruby Blood Ruby instead of Diamond. I just want to have a threat on the board right now. With the end that we have, I'm not too scared about not getting the payoff on the +3 attack. Just he's on an empty board, we're presenting a threat. I think that's more than enough. And Battlefield Ironsmith is a good blocker. So if you spend a removal on that one, that's perfect. I'm not disappointed here. Lava Shaper on this guy, it's okay. If we get any resource, we can just swing with Mama Yeti next turn. So let's just not tunnel vision this turn and see what our options are. We can Blazing Hammer is Lava Shaper, but then it can just present another threat. We could Gust Mage and nothing and Valor up the Gust Mage. That's not a great move. I think that Mama Yeti working with Assault here, we do have 1 removal queued. I think that's the best line. Even if you have a removal for Mama Yeti, we still get in for 5. We're clearly ahead in this race. As Blood Ruby tends to race, it's not a control deck, not at all. Even more so if he's running Lysander. So thanks. I'm happy to provide a good service there. So let's see. If he doesn't have removal for Yeti, he needs to put up blockers, and we do have removal for blockers, so we're free to attack again on next turn. Oh wow, this is aggressive. Okay. So he seemed to be willing to race here. Valoring up the Ruffian, I guess. Ruffian is a problem with Rage 2, and he might just be 3-4 next turn. And then plus the Valor, it's 4-5 with Rage 2. That's a big problem. The question is, do we want to wait until he Valors him up to remove him? I don't think so, because if he puts Valor up and plays a Ruby card, His health will be out of Blazing Hammer's range. So I think we need to remove him right now. Because we're racing the Lava Shaper, no question there. The other question is, do we Gust Mage or do we Valor up the Mama Yeti? I don't think Valor up the Mama Yeti provides us with much more value than we have right now. And he didn't have a removal for the Mama Yeti last turn, so let's just continue to race, continue to lower the Bastion's power. Any Diamond Shard right now really unlocks the end. And I like having the Gust Mage here. We have the Josephina's power. We've got a very good threat on the board. If he just plays blockers, we can double Valor the Yeti for 7. That works really well. So, of course, we want our second Diamond Threshold. This would more or less seal the deal here. He has 6 power on the board. With Razor's Edge, it might go up to 7. He's going up to 7 right now. So do we trade Mama Yeti for both of these guys? And the answer is no. Well, the answer is we can Josephina, one of the blocker, continue to attack. Play Ashwood Firebrand. And Valor up both Firebrand and Mama Yeti for the next turn. Let's just remove the Flight Troop, right? We'd rather have him block with a Flying Troop than the Lava Shaper, so we're going to remove the Lava Shaper. Attack with Mama Yeti. And he's going to take 5, puts him at 6, so next turn he has to be on defense again. Now we're just putting the Ashwood Firebrand, Valor up our 2 guys here. So, and I think I'm going to Valor up Firebrand another time just to make him outside of Cremate range. And see what happens. So Firebrand is out of Cremate. He needs a Blazing Hammer or a Deed or an Exploration. I feel that if he had Exploration, he would have used it. Sword is a very big pain right now. That's a lot of blockers. So Bring to Justice more or less wins us the game here. Any Diamond Threshold. I got punished with my Valor play here, but we do get what we need. So removing the Reaper, attacking with the Yeti and the Gust Mage, then playing a Bastion. Actually, there's no reason to attack with the Gust Mage, so let's just keep him on defense. So he did have to block here, and then we played Bastion, and that should be a win. Perfect. Perfect. So we had a lot of turn to get the second Diamond Threshold, so I'm not too sad about this. Cracking Butt, Hero of Legion, and Heart of Ember in the same Evo. Wow! You're just rich at that point, right? So we do attack with everything. Not everything, the Gust Mage is irrelevant at this point, but you could block... yeah, that way he doesn't die and he draws a card, so that does work. And then we put a Brave and pass the turn, so this should be a win. Valoring up this guy doesn't matter. You need a very big blocker or removal for the Yeti to survive another turn. A very big troop it is. He's dead. Alright. We're going to the last game of this Evo. So do you guys want me to switch for the Revenant build, or do we just continue to play this Ruby Diamond build? For the last game before we go with the rest of the stream, the program this morning. What do you guys think? Going the Revenant route or keeping with this Ruby Diamond aggressive deck? Ruby Diamond, okay. One vote is enough. Let's just wrap things up with this Evo. Hopefully we win. That would be cool. And then we're going to draft packs and do some giveaways. And we should be good to go. And we win. This was a Mama Yeti MVP. This is a win. And we're going to go up to the last game, game 7, for this Evo. Playing versus Sorb versus Gorn. Could be Blood Ruby, could be Blood Diamond. Looking at our hand, where turn 1 Baby T, Ashwood Firebrand, Spear Cliff Captain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 punch here, so this is great. We're on the draw though, but as far as ends goes, this is perfect. The one thing we'd like to see is at least 1 removal in the next few cards. That would be great. No Swift 1 cost Swift Striker in Diamond, that's perfect. So we're opening up with a Yeti, attacking. Just sad that we don't have any assault cards, but that's okay. Still early damage here, good pressure into Firebrand. He'll have to enter the Firebrand. Then we hit him with Spearcliff Cloud Knight. It's another nice card here. We'll have to kill this guy at some point. Will be very hard to race him once he has Rage 1. But if there's a start that races a Duskwing Priest with Rage 1, it is this start by for sure. Well, let's see what he plays out. We've got 1 Valor in the hand. Next turn we're playing a 3-cost troop. If he doesn't have any blocker, I'm okay, he does have 1. I think that for the most part we Valor up the Firebrand, attack with both, and then play the other Firebrand. This race is going to be hard, but we do have Josephina in our team that does make a big difference. 19, play the other Firebrand. So we're attacking for a decent amount next turn, for sure. I think that next turn is Iron Smith. I don't think our opponent is interested in blocking much anyway. Another Priest, alright. Blazing Hammer. Where do we go from there? I think we Valor up the other Firebrand. Jam this guy. Attack with everything. Do we use Josephina now? I think we use Josephina now. I mean, we're just waiting for a Ruby threshold, and if we can manage to hold this guy down for a turn or two, it's likely going to make a very big difference. Now he's blocking 6, but he's still taking 4. He's not getting, if he's doing that, he's not getting health next turn. As soon as we get another ruby threshold, we can use Blazing Hammer to remove that. Oh, this is to trade and gain 1 health. That's interesting. Perfectly fine with me. Now we're putting out a lot more damage than he is, and he can attack with the priest this turn. So his play right now would be to remove the firebrand that we have on the board. Just putting up blockers right now is not a good thing for him. Does he still want to race? That's a big question. Do we trade? I think we're... Do we trade with this? I don't think we trade, right? We just attack with everything next turn. We're attacking for 12 next turn. We might even just use Blazing Hammer in his, on his face. And wrap up the game really quickly. We do get the ruby threshold, so we're not going to show the ruby threshold just yet. Just attacking with everything. If he doesn't block, he's just dead. He has to block, right? Yeah, it's a bit too close. 5. Alright, so we still have more than enough to kill him next turn on the board, even if he gains 4. So I think I'm just playing the captain and vattering up the captain at this point. We're going to let him gain 4. He didn't seem to have any removal. And I want to use Blazing Hammer to wrap up the game instead of killing the priest, because we're presenting a very big amount of damage right now that he cannot block unless he kills the captain. So if he attacks with everything, do we win? He gains... Yeah, we win. 7. So we attack with both. He blocks the 6, he takes 3. Alright, I think this is where we Blazing Hammer the priest here. And we get both spasm out. So we're presenting lethal with the 2 different ways on this board. So he needs to destroy 2 troops this turn. Or gain health. Or present 2 blockers. And we win! Alright! 5 win. We had an awesome pool. Oh, that's interesting. Very close to Cosmic now. Eurofall booster pack. Oh, we're not that great, but yeah, we made it through. That's nice. It's nice. Yet another win. So I'm very close being Cosmic and Bolt Ladder here. That's perfect. Very great. Delete. Alright, so Firebrand's Brand and Blazing Hammer MVP win. And this is a 5x win. Alright, we had to work with... so we started playing Revenant, but we switched after win 3 to a Ruby Diamond deck, and I think it was the right call. Ruby Diamond, so strong. So what we're meant to be doing on the stream this morning will be to draft a few packs that will generate cards for a giveaway, and then we do some meta review and see how we can improve the stream notes. How is that for a program right now for you guys? Let's see. So we're just going to go and open some packs now. So the way we're doing the giveaway right now with the new set is that I'm going to open 5 packs today. All rares and or legendaries will be added to the giveaway pool. So the giveaway will be the cards that we open up. If we open a crazy legendary, a Might Singer, I don't care, it's going to go into the giveaway. The one thing though that I'll be doing is that if there's a crazy amount of value in the giveaway, I'll split it. I split the giveaway in 2 so that we have more value to viewers instead of one big pool for someone. So packs value is 200 platinum, so 5 packs is roughly 1000 platinum pool in value. So we'll see if the rares in our packs amount to more than 1000 or less than 1000. That's the game build here. So, and in the meantime, we're going to evaluate the pack and see what would be our first pick if we're going to do pack 1, pick 1 in draft. So here we go with the first one. Just draft a pack, give away. This would be pack 1. Okay, so pack 1, what do we have? Uncommons, we have Ruthless Intimidator, Gravebane, Misery, and Monk. Nothing really exciting here for the first pick. We don't have the defining uncommons in the format that we really want to see. Maybe we have a bomb rare, but for now the uncommons are not where it's at. We've got to bring to justice that just caught my eyes here, and exploration. So if we're ignoring the rare at this point, I think I would be going with bring to justice. We have the choice between 2 cards that have double thresholds, right? So and they're both removal. So in that case, I'm going to go with the shard that I'm most likely to be in. And Diamond is in both best draft archetypes right now, which are Ruby Diamond and Diamond Blood. So I'm going with Bring to Justice with this pack, unless we have a bomb rare. So let's see what our rare is and see if it changes the... Alright, never mind. We're taking Art of Embers, hands down, no question asked. Art of Ember is an absolute bomb in Limited, and it's even a bomb in Constructed. I mean, it's so great right now. And we have people like Jeff that is trying his best to break that card, and it's going to break something at some point. It's just so crazy. No way we're not taking Art of Embers here, so... Art of Embers, and if I'm not mistaken, Art of Ember does fetch a decent price in the auction house right now, so that's a nice first cards for the giveaway. So Art of Ember fetched nearly 500 platinum or something close to it in the auction house, so that's already a lot of value for the giveaway. Nice. Alright, so pack 1 was Art of Ember, no question asked. That wasn't an easy one, so let's see what pack 2 brings here. Pack 2, we have a rare, and the uncommons are Reaper, Valorizing, Puke Troll, and Scion of Nose. Nothing really interesting. The commons now, we have Fire in the Hole and Ghost Mage. Overall, I think this is a Ghost Mage first pick. Keeps our option open. I really like Fire in the Hole, but it's 2 Ruby threshold and we don't know if it will be in Ruby. Ruby is very deep, so there's a very big chance that you can play Fire in the Hole in your deck, but Ghost Mage is so great of an enablers for everything, and it works really well in both Blood Diamond and Ruby Diamond card, that I think I'd be going with a Ghost Mage on this one. I'd be interesting to know what you guys would be going for at this point, but I think I'm going with Ghost Mage here. Alright, so let's see if the rare makes us change our mind here. Elder of Lost Ages. Oh, that's a good one. I think I would switch to Elder. This is, you know, 4 cost 4 attack troop with flight that just comes back into play when it dies. It's a 2-4-1. That's a lot of damage, and you will win most games where you played Elder of Lost Ages in Limited. So Yeah, I think we're going with the Elder of Lost Ages right now. We're very sad to pass on both a Fire in the Hole and a Ghost Mage, but since we're taking the rare, we're not sending any signal. Although, you know, we know that there's going to be competition for this, but that's a sweet card for the giveaway right now. We had one Art of Embers and one Elder of Lost Ages in the pool. Last week we opened up 2 legendary cards in the draft pack, so we'll see if we can achieve that this week again. And up to the 3rd pack of 5 for the giveaway pool, we see another rare. So our uncommons are Battleim, Mama Yeti, Polyberry Pouch, Lost in Time. So of course Mama Yeti stands out right now. Looking at commons here, I'm not seeing anything I'm interested in this. So usually I'm a bit on the fence taking Mama Yeti first, just because there's no guarantee that you will be playing Mama Yeti in your deck, because Baby Yeti goes very well into the aggressive Ruby decks, and Ruby is the way to go. So Yetis tends to go higher than they would in other formats. So taking Mama Yeti first is very hard on you, and you might be presented in pack 2 with a choice of taking Baby Yeti over a bomb, and that's really a bad choice to have. So usually I'm not about taking Mama Yeti in the first pack unless I see a Baby Yeti or another very good card. However, we don't have other good cards in this pack. We just don't. It's just Mama Yeti right now, and the other cards are unlikely to make our deck anyway. So this is a very poor pack, and we would be taking Mama Yeti here. Let's see. Well, the rare makes us change our pick again. We got Reginald's Report. So this is a good card for constructed, and you want to have a few in your collection, because this will be used in Immortal format, and it's used in reserves mostly, but it is a good reserves card to have in Ruby decks. As soon as we have Prophecy Fix, it's going to be a great card in the Prophecy Ruby Diamond Prophecy deck. So it's a good card to have. However, this is not changing our mind on the pick right there. It's a bit sad that we have to take a Mama Yeti first, but Mama Yeti is a strong card, and if we can make her work, that's always very good. So yeah, I don't think, yeah, we're not going any further than that. So let's just up into the next pack. The second to last pack here for the giveaway. We already have a Heart of Embers, a Elder of Lost Ages, and Original Reports. I think we're very close to the value of 5 packs already with the rares that we have. Let's see, another rare in the pack. Wow, okay, the uncommons. Now we're talking. We have Deathless Rider, Dread Factory, and Captain. I think that just looking at the uncommons right now, I would go with Captain first, again, because Diamond is more flexible of a shard. But man, we're seeing Exploration, Spoil, Dread Factory, and Rider in the same pack. That's insane. We also would like to get a War Priest. Lamafy is great. People have started to pick up on Revenant lately, so Lamafy is very, very good. There's even a Dancer, there's a Razor's Edge, there's a Patrol, but there's a ton of playable cards right there. But I feel like unless we get a very bomby rare, we're taking the Captain here, no question. Exploration is not going to wheel, Dead Set Rider is not going to wheel, so we might be able to get War Priest because we're pushing 1 or 2 people on blood on our left, but you just take the Captain and stay away from blood for the most part, I think would be the sensible thing to do. So let's see what we get. Purify, another great reserves card in Constructed. It is interesting of a limited card because the Void all Banes in deck is not going to matter. Revert all cards in deck is not going to matter. What is going to matter is that a 2-cost draw card action, and sometimes you just need a 23rd card and you don't have a ton of playables. This is just quick action draw card, and sometimes just enough, right? I did play this card as a 23rd card in one of my draft deck, and it was okay. I mean, it's just draw 1 for 2. You'd rather not play it, but if you're short on playables, that works. That works. I'm not sure that Purify... let's just do price check. We'll do price. Purify. Oh wow, that's 53p is okay. I thought it would be 31, so Reginald's Riposte. Alright. Riposte just fetched 188, so we're good on value, but we're not going above 5 packs right now, so that's a bit sad, but we'll see with the last pack for the giveaway if we manage to fetch something nice. Let's see. Next pack for draft a pack. Where do we go from there? This is a rare again. And wow, okay. So uncommons, Ardent Officer is very strong. You would normally try to avoid picking double threshold cards if they're even if there's different like prismatic cards. The one thing though is that Ardent Officer is in 2 shards that are very deep, are easy to draft, and support multiple drafters in one table. So first picking Ardent Officer is often the right pick. Looking at the other cards that come on, Spoil is of significance, War Bunny as well. Scout is playable, Alder is playable, Wrangler is playable, Launcher is playable, but nothing above Ardent Officer. And we're not passing any significant Ruby and Diamond cards as well, so this is a nice pick here. Let's see if the rare makes us change our mind. So our rare is Fierce Justicar. This card is just going better over time for constructed. 3 damage for playing non-standard resources might matter at some point. Right now I don't think we have nearly enough. Once the deck starts playing like 15, 16, 17, 20 non-basic resources, non-standard resources, I think this guy will be good, this girl will be good. But in the meantime, in draft, it's a 3-2 with Swiss Strike that has no auto attacks. It's still very good, but it has 2 Ruby Threshold, and we're not passing that one over. We're not missing an Ardent Officer here. Although this is a good card, Officer is better for your average Diamond Ruby deck. I'd be interesting to know what the price point of this one. Justicar, Empowered Justicar. No, that doesn't work. Fierce Justicar. Alright, so this is a low value card. I feel that the giveaway right now is a bit lackluster in terms of value for the cards that we have to give. So we're going to open one more pack here. I got one more left, so let's go up to 6 for the giveaway. Let's do another draft a pack. See if we can make the value of the giveaway closer to 100 platinum. Oh, do we get a legendary? That would be so cool. So cool. But last week we had 2, so yeah. This might just be a money rare as well. Oh, this is an interesting one. So, Treacherous Pass and Witch are very strong card, although they are in a shard that is you never first pick these shards. Bloodsworn is very good. Bloodsworn is very good, but it's in Blood Ruby, and you need to already be in Blood Ruby to take Bloodsworn. I don't think that's strong enough to be a reason to go in Blood Ruby, unless the rest of the pack is very weak. However, when we look at the rest of the pack, we have Bring to Justice, we have Brute, we have Bastion, we have Aller. So here my pick would be hands down Brute. This is a 3-drop, sometimes a 2-drop with Baby Yeti, sometimes it is a free 4-drop. It's just crazy good. It's one of the most efficient card in Limited, and it's up there in the top 3 common in the set, in my opinion. So here I would pick the Brute, no question asked. If the Bloodsworn wheels, that's great. We're not passing any big Ruby signals, although Ruby is so deep that there's no Ruby signals whatsoever in draft right now. We might be able to pick a Holler or a Bastion later, and Bring to Justice will be unlikely that wheels, but yeah, I think this is where we're going. We're going with the Brute here. Unless we got a good rare. Indigo Trickster is a very interesting card in Limited. However, I don't think it's good in Limited because random cards in Limited have less impact than in Constructed. But it's good. It can screw up our opponent's plan, but it can give them great tools because transforming just a 2-drop for 2 into something relevant is always a pain. So I don't feel that this is particularly good in Limited. However, in Constructed, this will see play at some point. It's just too strong of a card to not see play at some point. What it does is very, very strong. And there's ways to make him evasive troop. So, yeah, I think Trickster is not the pick here. We're going to take Brute. And I do take Brute over Justice because of the fact that you know, in the average draft table, you will fight at least one player with Valor, and more often than not, you will find 2. So, and this is double Diamond Threshold as well, and it's not always something that you can easily achieve on turn 2, even in the Blood Ruby deck, because Ruby is so deep. So, Brute is just fantastic, right? It demands an answer. It stabilizes the board. It gives you tempo. It works. It does everything you want to be doing with aggressive decks, and I think the Brute is the pick here. You know, I cannot fault someone for taking Bring to Justice, but I don't think Bring to Justice is the all you know, be all removal that it is in Constructed, for instance. But Trickster. So what's the price on Trickster? Trickster. Trickster is, wow, it has gone down a lot. Indigo Trickster, 37p. So we're just going to do the giveaway. Be active in the chat. The giveaway will be for 1 Art of Embers, a Elder of Lost Ages, Reginald's Riposte, Purify, Fuse Justicar, and Indigo Trickster. I feel that we got a lot of constructed playable cards. I mean, Art of Embers, constructed playable, Riposte, and Purify are reserves card in constructed. Justicar will be playable at some point, if not right now. These kinds of cards always are. Indigo Trickster is a perfectly fine constructed card for the right format, so there's still a decent amount of value here. So let's do the giveaway. You just need to be active in the chat. That's the only requirement in the last 15 minutes. And if there's not a lot of people that want the cards, then that means more chances for other people to just get them. So just here we have already 13 entries so far. That's great. And of course, the best way to enter giveaways in my stream is to flip some tables. So just go ahead and flip some tables to enter the giveaway. That's always best way to enter giveaways in here for these cards. So yeah, that's a nice bunch of cards here. So let me just start prepping the in-game mail for the giveaway, and then we'll be rolling the giveaway here. So Embers, Riposte. That's a ton of but we had 2 legendaries last week, so I'm not too sad about the cards that we opened this week. Elder Lost Ages. We have 19 entries right now. That's great. Hey, I don't even have a playset right now. Alright. Elder, we've got Riposte, we've got Heart of Embers. That's the big one right now. This is a bomb in limited. This is a perfectly fine constructed card. Great card. Of Embers, Purify. Next card. And Justicar here for the other one. Hey, that was my first one. Alright, that works. And then Trickster. Check your mail before the giveaway. Okay, we will be checking the mail before the giveaway then. Attach. Inbox. Value. Oh, that's nice. We're going to add a Soul Marble and a Rizix thanks to Sticky. Ah, nice, nice. Thank you so much. We're doing Sticky's gift. We've got a marble and going to add a marble and a Rizix. That's nice. Rizix. All right. Oh, we lost the attachment. All right, all right. That's even more value now. Excellent, excellent. Just going to add the cards back, and then we will have a winner. So, marble. What's the price on marble? Can someone do a price check on marble while we're doing this? I'd be curious to know. I'd be curious to know about the value of marble here. Wow, I got a ton of Rizix for some reason. Yeah, that's more or less the value of a pack, so that's nice. I think we're at the right price pool right now for roughly 5 boosters worth of card. Purify. Alright, that works. We've got 19 and 3 still. And draft pool, purify, riposte. Alright, shouldn't be too long here. Here it is. Riposte. And then Lost Ages. And then the next one is Art of Embers. Alright, that works. Oh, you sent me 2 souls and 4 Rizix. Oh, that's why I have so many. That was confusing. Let's just had the other marble and the Rizix then. Yeah, this is definitely wait, what? Rizix. Rizix. Alright, game. Okay. Oh, that's why. Ah, that makes more sense now. So, should be at 4 right now. It doesn't show quantities, but it should be 4. So let's just do the giveaway here. For thanks to Stickies and improving the prize pool, we're going to give away 2 Soul Marbles, 1 Trickster, 4 Rizix, 1 Justicor, 1 Purify, 1 Reginald's Riposte, 1 Elder of Lost Ages, and 1 Art of Embers. Last call to be active in the chat for the Rizix. Yeah, to be active in the chat for the giveaway. And the winner of this giveaway will be Kitten89. Kitten, you won! All these cards just need to provide me with your in-game name. And you'll be receiving the cards right away in-game. So, just in-game name. Kitten89. Do we have that in WorkerBot? I don't even set IGN CoachFliperon. I don't even think that my IGN was set it up in WorkerBot. So, Kitten, just send me your information, in-game name, and then we'll be sending you the giveaway. Right there, already ready in the ready on stream right now. Name for user Kitten is Quick, so just send it as thanks for watching, and here are your prizes. Alright, send mail. Nice. Here you go. You've got what? That was 6 card plus 6 again. 12 cards. 12 cards that matters. That's nice. That's perfect. Oh, that's okay. Well, I'm using minimal delay right now with Twitch, so might have to do with your connection. It should be no more than 1 or 2 minutes maximum. Shouldn't be. So for the rest of the stream, what I wanted to do is review what the meta is right now in constructed and in limited, and see how we can improve our stream notes. Thanks, Rad Heed, for the follow. Appreciated. Welcome to the learning experience. Welcome to the team. So we're going to put up the full stream notes here, and just put the game on the bottom just for fun. And why not switch to the auction house and listen to the auction house music while we do so? It's always nice. Always nice. Alright. Let's just see what's going on Twitter real quick to see if anything crazy is happening. And alright, so here we go. What the best card for Ruby Sapphire to side against Blood White Kegalichu decks? Thanks Excel for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the team. The best card in Ruby Sapphire to side against Blood White Kegalichu deck. It really depends on your Ruby Sapphire deck, but since that deck is nearly all troops, Mass Polymorph Dangler is usually they cannot win after you play Mass Polymorph Dangler. That's just they just can't. They have all troops in hands and all troops on the board. However, Ruby Sapphire, it's not the best deck to stall a game until you get to 8 resources. So if you have an aggressive deck, Mass Polymorph Dangler might not be the way to go. If we're not going for Mass Polymorph Dangler, that's an interesting question. You might just want to kill them before they kill you, kind of thing. Race them. In that case, maybe if you're playing Ruby Sapphire, it really depends on your build. So what kind of Ruby Sapphire build are you running? Because if you're playing a burn deck, then you just make sure that you draw all the cards that you need and use Rage Fires and Prophecy Triggers to kill them. If you're running a control deck, you most likely want Mass Polymorph Dangler. They don't have a lot of direct damage. They do have kills though, so it's really hard. What do you have in Ruby? That's a hard call to make. Yeah, Transmog would be one thing, but if you don't have great blockers, Transmog is not necessarily the best. So here we have the draft matrix. So yeah, that's a good question, but maybe someone in chat would like to get in on the discussion, right? Yeah, Crusader is a pain in the ass, but if you're playing Prophecy, you kind of just ignore it and chump block it until you just kill them with direct damage. The one thing I see many people do is play Prophecy Burn with Gobblers and Phoenixes, and I don't think that's the way to go though. I don't think that's the way to go, but that's for another discussion. But actually, it being the way to go or not would be relevant to the meta we're playing in. So first, we're going to go on X tournaments and look to see if the archetypes and draft and the card picks are shifting a bit for this format. So it's been a week. Last week we were at 500, 600 something draft. We now have to double that number of draft. Wow! So we have double the data that we had last week when we tracked it. So maybe that is something we want to track, right? Oh, if you don't know X Tournament, this is a fantastic website created by Fred here. So do not hesitate to follow him on Twitter and on Twitch as well. in-game thread. This is a very cool resource. What it does is that with the release of Set 5, X Entertainment enabled a lot more data that through the API to be available for the community to work with. And Fred here created an amazing website. Right now, the data is mainly focused for limited, but he's working into constructed from what I gathered. So definitely look into the website. It has seen regular updates since it has been released. Mainly though, you will use it for draft, to know what's going on in draft. So something we're going to do is first, we're going into the archetypes of the format for set 5, triple set 5, and looking at a match win percentage. And we need to keep the sample in mind, right? So what we see is that the best winning archetype by far is Diamond Ruby with 134 archetypes per draft, per 100 draft. So the reason it's per 135 per 100 draft, it's that one draft is 8 players, so there's 8 different decks, and this is why you can see one archetype being in more than one deck. So what we're seeing right now is that most drafts have one draft out of 3 as 2 Ruby Diamond players, more or less. So like closer to 1 in 2 draft supports 2 Diamond Ruby player. But we're seeing that right now it is the best performing archetype with 57% win ratio. So that's hey Zombie Apox, welcome to the stream. Changes whether or not they are uncommon invisible guy. That's a good question. So we see that the second most successful archetype, and just by a 1/10% is Blood Diamond with the Revenant card. So and you can you know, play Blood Diamond with a lot of removal and with a lot of Duskwing Priest and Gorn and still be very successful without Revenant. It just because the Diamond Ruby deck wants to race, right? It's a lot of pressure, lots of early small troops. The one thing that they cannot, and usually they're kind of light on removal, like just a few. And if you put Gorn's Power on a Duskwing Priest, often it's just that is enough to just race the Diamond Ruby decks and win. So if you get a few Duskwing Priests going, you don't necessarily need the Revenant, although the Revenant helps a ton. The other thing is that you don't have a Blood Diamond player on all draft pods. That means that Revenant tends to go later than they should because they're in a very specific archetype. And if you're not in it, you're not taking the Revenant. So yeah, just a lot of removal of evasion. That's how it works, right? But looking at the removal suit that you have at common for Blood Diamond is just crazy, right? We have Bring to Justice in Diamond. We have Spoil. We have Exploration. We have Gruesome Deed. That's 4 right there, just at common. And you know, we have Crackling Blast in Diamond as well at common. So there's a ton of stuff, and there's a lot of you know, lethal. There's a few lethal troops in Blood. There's a decent amount of flyers, so it clearly is a deck that works well. 12 mono ruby per table, that's still very good, right? If you just end up mono ruby in draft, you're doing it. 55 blood ruby, blood diamond ruby, that's not a great sample, but that works. Ruby wild, ruby sapphire. So what we're seeing right now is that, you know, all ruby combinations are in the top 5 of, are again in the top 5 of the short pairing combinations. So if you're playing Blood Diamond, you pack as many removal as you can with some evasive troops and Gorn to win this. But you need to have your evasive troops though, because if you just have removal and some crappy troops that don't have evasion, your Blood Diamond deck won't work. But 7, yeah, 6/7, you need to be very heavy on removal. Like what I meant by as much as you can is you will rarely be able to go above 7 anyway, so get all the removal that you can, and some evasive troop and Gorn to build your own threat basically, and that's the way you go with it. But yeah, you know, no surprise here. The data didn't move a lot since last week. If you want to win a draft, you're playing Ruby. If you're not playing Ruby, you go with Blood Diamond. That's the big trend that we're seeing with this set, right? Is that you're either in Ruby or in Blood Diamond. That's the way to go. And if you're doing either of these two things, you see that we're above 50% win ratio. And I've been tearing up Evo Seal right now with these with this line in mind, and you just follow these guidelines, and we see, you know, right, 1,100 draft, and these numbers still hold. So looking at champions, we'll see if we see a shift here. Better win percentage is Ada, but we don't see a ton of her. She's usually played in the heavy assault deck, but if you have a heavy assault deck with Diamond, you're likely doing it, so might explain the win percentage. We see Gorn here being the top, with likely this is the champion you pick when you're playing the Blood Diamond archetype in limited, followed by Josephina and Lysander. I think that there's a lot of people playing Lysander that should be playing Josephina in their deck. If you have upwards of 7 or 8 valor generating troops, you don't want to be playing Lysander, you just want to be playing Josephina, because when you're playing Lysander, it means that you're in Ruby Diamond or Ruby... If you're in Ruby Diamond, I mean. If you're in Ruby Diamond, Lysander is often not the way to go, because you want to race, and there is no champion that makes you race better than Josephina being able to remove a blocker and an attacker on the next turn. That's just 2 turn. That is extremely significant. Extremely significant. So here, Elijah making a splash. We see that there's a ton of champions that have more than 50%. But Lysander is 134 per draft. It's just crazy. 77 for Josephina, 86 for Gorn. So there's a lot of champions. So very interesting data here. 42 Blood Diamond deck per 100 draft, but we have 86 Gorn player per 100 draft. And it's still winning 59%, so there's Blood Ruby deck in there. This one also plays Gorn, and that seems to be working well. That seems to be working as well, so Gorn, Josephina, and Lysander are the main champions that we want to see. Yep. So this is the data for the archetypes and draft. I think we won't get any surprise looking at the cards here. Let's see. Looking at the best pack one, pick one for commons, Firebrand is first. The reason being is that Ruby is so deep that Firebrand is just an extremely solid card. Bring to Justice, again, I think last week Bring to Justice wasn't that high. Blazing Hammer. Blazing Hammer is... I think Blazing Hammer should not be as high as it is right now. Cremate, Fire in the Hole, Bananas, Exploration, Gust Mage. Gust Mage is definitely lower than it should. Holler, Gruesome Deed, Brute is very, very low. So maybe what we want to record while we're every week is the progression of these cards. That could be cool, right? Just keep a spreadsheet of the top 5 data for the archetypes, the champions, and the cards here. That might just be the way to go. If we look at match win percentage for the uncommon, for the commons, Brute is top by 61%. That's what I meant. Brute should be picked higher. Transmuter is there, but it's there because it's usually in the Ruby, and we see like top 10 is all Ruby cards in commons. So like it's just stupid how skewed the format is towards Ruby right now. So I think this is what we want to do. The matrix here was created when we didn't have access to that data, but since we have that data, the matrix is kind of moot. So we'll create another matrix when we have we start to get set 6 preview cards and start trying to fill a matrix before we get actual data. That will be a good exercise to prepare for the draft environment. But in the meantime, I feel we're just going to remove the matrix, and we're going to go with something else. So let me do a copy of this stream notes here, and stream notes, create a copy. All right, and we're just going to delete the draft metrics for now. I don't think it's useful anymore. Euro file public, that was card review, but it's mainly to prepare for draft. And again, draft right now we have all concrete data for the cards, so I don't think that this full review is nice to prepare for the new format and use it as an exercise to review the card and try to figure things out. But maybe what I do is that once we start to have a date for set 6, we'll do a show where we review the notes that we took while we were reviewing set 5 and see where we were right and see where we were wrong, and try to improve on that. That would be good. But for now, I'll just remove it from the stream notes just to keep things clean here. Personal notes, that's okay. This hasn't been updated in a while, but it's been a while since we've done constructed on the stream. So stream notes are there. So what I want to add here is just a spreadsheet that would just change that. What I'd like to do is track every week. We'll track a few things, right? And then we will compare the data week after week. That would be very, very cool. So we want to have the weeks here, and we want to have the information we're tracking here. So I think we want to track the top 5 draft archetypes. So top 5. How do we write this? So top 5 draft archetype, and this is number 1, and we do want to track the percentages, so a relevant information for each of these. So we want the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we want champions as well, and we want commons and uncommons. So let's see how we record that. So draft archetypes, or draft champion, or I don't know if that's worth it. What do you guys think about that? Archetypes, to try and track the progression of the format, so to speak, week by week, and see where things are and where things evolve. The one thing though is that this data includes all data. It's not per week basis. So as we progress with the information from this website, the problem is that the more recent information would have less impact. So maybe that's not a big deal, but we'll see. So champions here, I guess that works, right? If we track, we'll be able to, next week we'll be able to identify the top 5 champions. Alright, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that works well. 4, 5, 5. And then we want to see the same thing, but we draft common. And do we want to go with uncommon? That's the question. Would you guys track the uncommons as well? That's a lot. That's enough information, right? That's still a decent amount of information to track, so we don't want to make this too heavy. And here on this axis, we'll just try per week. I think freeze, view, freeze, run row, view, freeze, one column. All right, and I think that's it, right? So if we go top 5 draft archetypes by win percentage, we're going to ignore the one with less than 10% of the field, because that's too low. So we've got Diamond Ruby 57.8. So Diamond Ruby 57.8%. And this would be data for this week, 9/25, which include this amount of draft. All right, that works. I like that. Okay, so next we've got Blood Diamond at 57.7. Blood Diamond 57.7%. And do we want? I feel that we want to have the number here, the weight. We had 134. 134. And this one is 42. I think, yeah, I think that works, right? Per 100. Okay, so archetype 3 is this one is 10%, so Mono Ruby 57, Mono Ruby 12, 55.7. So Ruby 12, 5.7%. Then Blood Ruby 71, 55.4. Blood Ruby 71, 55.4%. All right, and the last one would be Blood Diamond Ruby 11, 53.3. Blood Diamond Ruby 11, 53.3%. All right, and then next week we can accurate more data and see the progression for each week, right? I think this will be an interesting thing to track here. So champion, we've got per 100 draft, Gorn 86, 59.1. So we've got Gorn 86, 59.1%. So we see here in the champion that that's very interesting. Josefina 77, 58.3. Josefina 58.3%. Was that the number? 77. All right, that works. Number 3, Lysander 134, 54.9. 134, 54.9. 9%. That works. And the next one is Elijah Elijah 25, 53.7. 25, 53.7%. And the rest is, this is really telling, right? SAS 1152.9. 1152.9%. And the top commons, and that's it. I think that the uncommons, it's very variant, right? The uncommons are so strong that just taking the first 4 will be telling, right? There's no physical ruin. True. So here we're going with win percentage for the cards, or the cards that I picked earlier. I think we need to track the most successful cards. This is more telling than anything else. So we're going with Brute, Brute, and we only have a percentage here, right? So Brute 61.1%. So here we go with Brute 61.1%. This is just crazy percentage, by the way. Brute should be picked first with that kind of win percentage. Transmuter 59.5. 9.5. Maybe I should be higher on Transmuter than I am right now, but Firebrand 59.2. This is just crazy, right? 59.2%. And maybe I should put the shard here, so Ruby. This is Ruby. And next one is, hey, look, it's a Ruby card. Battlefield Ironsmith to 58.8. Ruby 58.8%. And you know what? The last card is also a Ruby card, Cremate 58.6. Ruby Cremate 58.6%. I think this gives a very good, let's just take the full names here as well. Will be easier to read. Bishop here, and yeah, that works well, right? Lysander's full name, Josephina here needs to be replaced, and we've got Gorn of the Elk Bits, and here we are. So we have the week's data here. Data per, and we'll see in the upcoming weeks where if we see how the data will evolve. That's the big question right now. How will the data evolve with this? That's going to be a cool thing to look for. Might Singer for Mevo is just nice. Drowned Shrine of Ultar is Drowned Shrine is going to pick up in value as soon as Prophecy is fixed, because Prophecy burn deck is going to be a good answer to the Kagolichu Blood White deck. So it's going to be an interesting time when these things are fixed. So just going to, maybe is there a way to make this a bit less hard on the eyes? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Do we bolt this? No, it's not. Doesn't work really well. Maybe we put this in deep blue. Whoa, that doesn't work. Hi. Okay, no. So we're just going to go with plain white for now. Just stuff fun. I think that's all. We'll start dragging these stats over the format, and we'll see what happens. But when you talk console, this is star colors, etc., there's a note that you have your deck to play bit by splitting your win cons, and change course gives a bit of a boost to Sun Soul word testing. Oh, that's true. Change course is really a cool card. I'd be curious to see a deck built with a to win wrong turn kind of card, because that's one hell of a tempo swing. We'll see if that happens in the future as well. But okay, so this is the draft information that we want to be tracking. What about constructed though? What would we want to track for constructed? So X tournaments, I don't think I have constructed data yet. If I'm not mistaken, it points to 5 short. Yeah, it points to X meta. So what do we track from X meta? That would be relevant. We want to track the last 7 days, right? So we're the 25th, so we want to track up to the 18th. That would be 7 days, right? 18 to 28. Is that 7 days? Is my math right? Yeah, 18 to 25th. It's well, it's 8 days, but we don't have the data for today, so that's good. So maybe we want to track here just for the ladder. What are the most popular archetypes? And the what are the most played champions and the most played shard pairings, and see if we can track the evolution of the data over the next few weeks. So I think that works fine, right? So do we put the data here? Track header. Let's just change this to. All right, and maybe we put another header here for constructed. Like if we do the same thing here, and just do this, and well, no, let's just not do this, and this would be so this would be the 18th to 9/24, and this will be limited, and this will be constructed. And what do we want to track for constructed? We want to track what do we want to track for constructed? Yeah, I think that this row should be like that. Yeah, I love that. That works well. This, and just but this with slightly different shade. All right, this table is taking form. That's perfect. So what do we want? We go with constructed. We'd want to track the most played champions, top 5, and the top 5 most played archetypes, short pairing, right? I think that's good data to have and see the evolution of it, right? So we want to have a top 5 champion. So that would be number 1, and we can remove draft from this, right? So just track draft information there. And here we just remove this. I think this will provide us with a more telling story in the end. Alright, that works well. I think we got something going right now. Here, here. Yeah, I think that works, right? If we go with this data, and then we track it, and then each week we can review it. On the Sunday morning, we can review the data and see what changed. That would be very interesting. So we'll just use a champion here, and we'll use the archetypes as well. And just to be consistent with the table above, I'd like to do the top cards in constructed as well, but I don't think we have that data just yet. All right, so archetypes. We go with Blood Wild 3334. Well, wait. Okay, so Blood Wild 3334. We've got Ruby 2793. Ruby 2793. And it would be nice to have data for only Cosmic player and data for the ladder itself, because this is really two different beasts, right? Blood Ruby 2397. Blood Ruby 2397. Ruby Sapphire 2024. Ruby Sapphire 2024. That's a bit intriguing. Seeing in constructed in the ladder Ruby Sapphire being fourth, it's not what I expected for this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Mono Blood at 1986. 1986. That's really interesting to note that, like, really, you know, Blood Wild is the most played chart pairing, Mono Ruby is the most played, and then Blood Ruby. Blood Ruby being third is very, very interesting. Ruby Sapphire, we don't have a lot of wild in there. We don't have the White Sapphire. White Sapphire is way down. Way down. And the champion, we have Blood Spinners Zorat at first with 2064. 2064. We've got Arsonist. This is the Mono Ruby Dex. 1973. 1973. And we see Mono Ruby 2793 and Arsonist being more than half of it, so that makes sense. Next champion is Utul. Hello, Blood Ruby there. So there's a lot of Utul that is being played right now in the ladder. 1854. It does make sense, right, to have Utul as the part of the ladder as being third, just because it's so efficient and it punishes bad draws, and it's just the way things are. Kegulichu next with a score of 1838. So very close, you know. All these positions are really close considering the pool of information here. But this is the shocker. This is the shocker here. Winter Moon is 5th. We don't have any Sapphire Wild archetype in the top played archetypes, but in the top played champion we have Winter Moon. So I'm not sure what this data represents. I think this is the number of wins. This being the number of wins and this being the number of wins would make sense. Is that the number? What's this number? This is what we need to find out. What are these numbers? What do these numbers represent? Does this represent a number of wins or number of decks playing that champion? And is this number of wins or number of deck playing this archetype? Because I don't think this is win. It might be wins, but that's a good question. I think I'll ask Vitor. I'll send him a message. I'll try to see if we could have some labels on these charter. That would be ideal. Here. Because the number of wins is like we got 0 and we've got 1. Maybe we want, okay, so that what it meant. So 0 is all decks that didn't win and the decks that won, and 1 is the deck that won, the decks that are winning. So I think what we want to do is to track the winning decks. Like we don't want the zeros, right? We want the winning decks. So this is how it tracks. So Arsonist is first with 1251. So yeah, this is a 1251. Okay, so this makes more sense. This makes a lot more sense. All right, so Kegulichu is 1130. 1130. I think we're, yeah, tracking the wins here is Yutul Mogag. All right. 1080. And Blood Spinner is Zorat. 1015. And the last one is Josefina. Wow. This is the diamond aggressive decks, right? 707. Yeah, this is the diamond aggressive decks that are reigning right now. 707. All right, and the short pairing we have Blood Wild with 1744. 1744. So Kegulichu here. Yeah, that makes more sense. I love that. Ruby is 1667. 1667. And Blood Ruby 1320. 1320. And Ruby Sapphire 1033. That's very intriguing. Very intriguing. And Blood with 999. Okay. All right. So what do we get out of this? That is a good question to ask. What do we get out of this? I think it's one shade lighter than that. Okay, so hey, Giant Killer 2P, welcome to the stream. So we're just I'm revamping the stream notes right now. I don't think you know, we had the draft matrix for the signals, but now that we have full data, it's a bit moot. And also we had you know, card review, but now that the set is out, the card review is more of a tool to evaluate the set before it gets out. So I'm replacing this with this table here that will be meta tracker. And what we'll do is that each week we will review the data on both draft and constructed and see what things are moving, right? If an archetype if a new archetype starts winning out of nowhere in constructed, we want to see it in the data, right? If a new archetype or new card is being favored in draft because people are adjusting to the meta, we want to see the shift in the information. So I think that for over the course of a format, these are the stats that I want to track for now. If you guys have more, ideas of more stats, that would be cool to track. That would be very cool. And at the end of the format, we can just create a few graphs here and see how things evolve during the format, and see what kind of cards were favored at the start, and then then in the end, the cards that are better, most winning and things of the sort. So, but constructed here is great. So what we see in the ladder right now is that the most successful shard pairing is Blood Wild, with 1,744 win during this past week. Just below there's Mono Ruby, and it's not that far from it. Then we have Blood Ruby, and then Ruby Sapphire. Ruby Sapphire is very interesting, but because when we look at the top champions for the wins, we don't see Ruby Sapphire deck. Which champion here would Ruby Sapphire deck run? I mean, the only one would be Angus, but Angus is not ran in a Ruby Sapphire shell. So there's a deck here that is Ruby Sapphire that is winning 110-33, and the champion is not part of the list of the top winning champions. That's really interesting. What is going on here? There's something. So maybe we should keep an eye out on the Ruby Sapphire decks for the ladder. Now, win ratio should be best, but that requires a bit more manipulation of the numbers. Angus running Sapphire cards? Which Sapphire cards are you running in Angus? Like Transmogrifade? You splash for... so like... if we look at decks... so we want champion, we want Angus. And we want ladder, and we want the last week. Wait. This is up to the 25th. So last week, Angus, and threshold. We want to see Sapphire and Ruby. There's one. That's weird. So there seemed to be a problem with the data, to be honest. We only have one deck registered that has wins with Arsonist. So let's see anything that plays Ruby Sapphire in the last week in the ladder. It's Mangbubus, right? There's some Nineveh, but it's a ton of Megbumbus. But when we look at the overview, if we look at from the 18, where is Megbumbus here? Okay, it's Megbumbus, it's 7th. Alright, but yeah, we need to we need to find a better way to track these, but we don't have the... What I don't like with this table is that we don't have the total number of do we? 600. Yeah, we could. There's nowhere for us to know the actual number of games, right, that were played. If we'd have the total, then that would be... Yeah, we need to do a proportion at some point. We need to have the proportion of the top 10, something like that, to have more relevant data than just the number of wins, because the number of wins doesn't show a ton. It could be that the champion was played a lot and that the win ratio is bad. So how do we fix that? So top 5 archetypes, we've got Blood Wild, and okay, so Blood Wild is a 3-3-3-4, so we could go win 3-3-3-4, loss all of 3-3-3-4, and then do the percentage. I guess that would be the top winning deck. Yeah, that would provide relevant information. So Mono Ruby, if we include the 2793, and yeah, what I'll do is that I'll try to find a good way to present the data here and track it. But we obviously want some kind of proportions here for constructed. We just don't want archetypes and most played champion. We want the most successful champion and the most successful archetypes. We do, however, want to have an idea of the most played champions and decks, because we want to know what we're going to face. But we also want to know what are the best decks, right? And that has to go with percentages, proportions. So it appears to me that we need to track both the top 5 in terms of presence in both archetypes and champions, and we need to find the top 5 in both archetypes and champions that are the most successful, and then we would have all the data that we need. So I'll be sitting on it. I'll sleep on this one, but I think that each week if we accurate that data, that would be nice. Like name champion, a name, and then we would have the number of occurrences and the win percentage, somewhere along these lines. I'll sleep on this one. We'll see how we can how we want to. Now I know, and maybe that's a problem. Maybe in constructed we need to find a way to pair the champion with the shard base and then get stats from it. But I don't think that X-Meta provides this information. Does it? Yeah, it does. So champion here. So what we could do is don't go with shard pairing. Go with the top 5 most successful champion, most played champion, and go with the top 5 most successful champions. And for the successful champions, we go with the shard pairing that is the most successful, right? So if we take Bloodspinner Zorat is the most played champion, but it's also the most successful here with this sample. Huh. So Zorat with Mono Blood is the most successful, like it's the most played champion. It's also the most successful, and we see that the blood, Mono Blood here is really what's going on here. But if we go with the most successful shard pairing, it's Blood Wild, and it's with Kagulichu. So this one is with. So this is going to be some interesting thoughts to bring to the table here as we analyze constructed data. So if you have any idea, just let me know. For now, this will be it for today's learning experience. But that's a good point, right? But we would see it there. We would see. So I think we need to dig deep, right? So Blood spinners are at with blood. We see that blood is the main thing, right? So if we just select blood, we see that out of all the blood that is being played, Kagulichu, no, this is blood, right? So if we go and check mono blood, it's very, mono blood is very far in the short pairing, right? In the most successful short pairing. So it's going to be a tough one to figure out, but any Ruby Sapphire decks in set 2? Were there any Ruby Sapphire decks in set 2? Wasn't there a Gore Feast deck in set 2? I believe there was, with Jags and everything. I think this was a defining deck for the meta for some times. Nonetheless, I'll be sleeping on the what we track for the meta. I'll try to figure out something nice for next week. In the meantime, this was CoachFliperon signing off. Thank you for watching. You can always find me on Twitter, on Twitch, and on YouTube. I'll be uploading the recording for today's stream in the next few days. So take care, guys. Have a nice rest of Sunday wherever you are, and just keep track of everything you do. That's how you win more. Analyze the data. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.